There are still 9 months before the first votes of the 2020 presidential election, but the battle to win the Iowa caucuses is well underway. Just in the past week, 8 Democratic hopefuls have campaigned across the state. Amna Nawaz talked to some voters in the Hawkeye State to find out how they are sorting out whom to support.
It's after 7 on a Tuesday night.
Oh, there's Andrea.
Which means book club night for Ruth and Scott Thompson.
Did you sign in? Okay, perfect.
But in Des Moines, Iowa, in the run-up to a heated presidential contest, even book clubs can become political.
Do you ever not talk about politics at home?
We talk about what channel we're going to watch politics on. No, we actually...
Baseball once in a while.
Yeah.
This particular group, with more than 700 members, is making its way through every candidate biography published so far.
How would you help a state like that to...
Then inviting them to take questions. Tonight,
I understand the anxiety that people feel.
it's former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Julian Castro's turn.
So already, Secretary Castro has spent 14 days of his campaign here in Iowa. In fact, every single Democratic presidential candidate has made a trip to the state at least once in the election cycle.
In a crowded Democratic field of more than 20, candidates are hoping that intimate moments like this,
Hello, how are you?
Sign my book.
Sure.
moments that come early in the cycle, could lead to support in the all-important Iowa caucuses in February, the first in the country.
A lot of people don't know anything about me, and so it's a great opportunity every time I get in front of an audience here in Iowa or one of the other states to let them know where I'm coming from and what I want to do for them and for their family.
That is why I'm here. That is why I'm running to serve you as a...
The night before, the Thompsons went to see former Congressman Beto O'Rourke on his third trip to Iowa.
Ultimately, it's going to be up to the voters in Iowa, those who will go to the caucuses to determine who the nominee will be, or at least who's going to have a head start against the rest of the field coming out of Iowa. We've held now more than 120 town hall meetings over the last 6 weeks across 14 states, most of them here in Iowa.
Just name a candidate, and they're already here in some form.
My name is Deepak. I'm an organizer with the Cory Booker campaign. How are you doing today?
Senator Booker's team is settling into their state headquarters,
Can we count on you to attend?
hosting a slate of events to start getting caucus goers to commit.
I know there are a lot of candidates in this race. John Delaney is a congressman from Maryland.
10 minutes down the road, Congressman Delaney's office, one of 8 in the state, is humming with activity, drumming up support.
Have you given any thought to who you might be supporting in the caucuses next year just yet?
Being a winner is always important, and being the winner of the first contest is always important in the presidential sweepstakes.
Kay Henderson, news director for Radio Iowa, has covered presidential elections for 30 years. She's seen dozens of candidates come through her home state courting votes.
The last 4 nominees for the Democratic Party have won the Iowa caucuses, so it's an important contest from that perspective. It also gives the candidates a chance to travel the state and test out their message.
Large try. Anything else?
One Iowa pit stop for candidates to test those messages is Smoky Row Coffee House, already this year. Castro, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and entrepreneur Andrew Yang have passed through, among others. No candidates here today, but local businessmen TJ Johnsrud and Jim Townsend are happy to break down the field over breakfast. One's independent, the other's Republican, but both say they're open to registering and caucusing as Democrats this year.
We're the first in the country, so this is where they get known.
This is a good place for them to start, actually, and they get vetted pretty quickly, you know.
So has anyone stuck out to you so far?
Well, I think O'Rourke is an interesting guy. Beto, he's got an interesting name anyway. And Joe Biden, of course, is a known commodity, and Bernie Sanders.
What is it you're looking for in a candidate?
Oh, boy. Civility, maybe. Acting like a president.
A few tables away, Elaine Imlau and Ann Rezark say they've been tracking the field.
I've seen Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang.
Both are registered Democrats. It's worth noting in a state that Donald Trump won by 10 points in 2016. But they say they're waiting to pick until the pack thins out, paying close attention to one thing.
Who's civil,
That's a big thing for you?
That's a big thing for me after everything that's been going on.
What about you? Does that matter to you as well?
I want somebody who can win. And normally that wouldn't be my I usually go with who I feel would be the best, and I'm having a lot of internal conflict about who do I think would be the best, or who do I think could actually win, and that might not be the same person.
Kay Henderson says Iowans are approaching this crowded field with open minds.
That was certainly not the case in 2015 at this point, because you had people who were Clinton supporters and you had people that were Sanders supporters, and never the twain did meet. But this time around, I go to candidate events in a certain community, and the same people are turning out to see multiple candidates.
This is so hard. I've never struggled with choosing a candidate the way that I have this year.
The Thompsons are far from deciding, but a few candidates top their lists right now.
So Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Beto, and Julian, and Pete.
So yeah, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar.
First and foremost, having lived through 2016, my first question is, can they win?
Is that one of the most important things to both of you now, is can this person win? Can this person beat President Trump?
Yeah, we're not so idealistic that it's, our principle is we need to win.
There's a world in which you guys could disagree on which candidate you support.
Yeah.
And you're both
Actually,
very politically active.
But we've taken the pledge that if we end up in different campaigns, we won't share strategies or give away campaign secrets.
You'll build a wall between the two of you.
Yes, there will be a firewall. Yep, absolutely.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And they'll have plenty of chances to meet the candidates again and again as campaigns continue to build up their staff on the ground and the candidates descend for this summer's Iowa State Fair. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz in Des Moines, Iowa.